Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another video. This video is kind of explaining the fact that I've completely changed what I'm doing the rest of this season. And I'm going to talk about kind of what I've decided to do and why I've decided to do it. You might have noticed that the last few weeks, upload schedule has been a bit all over the place. Upload topic has been a bit all over the place. Like I've just been in a bit of, I don't really know how to describe it, just a bit of a down state of mind. That doesn't really make any sense, but I've been really thinking about things. I've had time to think over things. I've had time to reflect, and that's kind of why YouTube has been a bit all over the place recently, because I've almost taken a bit of a step away from it just so I can give myself time to actually think things through and think what I actually want to do. Some of you may be aware I got my pro license, or I secured my pro license at Outlaw Holcombe earlier this season. And I kind of decided that it would be a good idea to freestyle the rest of the season, have a bit of fun before I step into the pro stuff again next year. Now, I did have mixed opinions on that from other people, but I thought it was a really good idea at the time. Now I'm kind of deciding it's not a very good idea, and I'll go through the reasons in a minute, but yeah, I've completely changed my decision, and actually I'm going to take my pro license now. So I've already paid for my pro license for the rest of this season. I've got 2 races lined up. I'm going to be doing Ironman 70.3 Lanzarote as a pro and Ironman 70.3 Portugal as a pro, both in October. Lanzarote is like early October, Portugal is later October, and that'll be the final race of this season. So I've got 2 pro races the rest of the season I'm really excited about. I'm still doing Outlaw Bowood, and Outlaw X I have got an entry for, and I really do want to do it, but we'll see if it works in the plan. Now there are there are a load of reasons why I've changed my mind. There are a lot of reasons, and I'll try and go through it and try and almost make sense of it. The last couple of weeks, I've basically been thinking, actually, what do I want to do? What do I want to get from the sport? Like, I'm not delusional. I know I'm never going to be the next Frodeno. I'm never going to be the next whatever, the next guy who wins Kona. Like, I'm well aware I know that. Like, that's not my goal. My goal has always been to be the best that I can possibly be, document the journey, hopefully encourage and motivate other people to do something similar with their lives, and also just be as competitive as I possibly can be. Like, that is my goal. So to almost take a step away from the pro stuff, even when I've got the license, is like counterintuitive. It's almost like I was being a bit of a pussy. So for those of you that don't know, I did have a pro license back in, was it 2018 or 2019? I can't actually remember. I didn't race very well, and unfortunately I lost my license. Now, the last couple of years has all been about getting that license back, and I feel like when I got the license secured at Holcombe, it was like my brain was just like, okay, well, you don't want to embarrass yourself again and have some terrible races, so just wait off and just train hard through the winter and get it next year. Well, life doesn't really work like that, and also I feel like I was probably, oh well, no, I definitely was waiting for the perfect moment to start my pro career again, and the perfect moment doesn't exist. We all know this. There's no such thing as the perfect moment. You've just got to jump in. Right now is the perfect moment. And so I've just got to jump in and just bite the bullet and just see what happens. And the way the pro license works is I've got it for 12 months. So even if Portugal and Lanzarote don't go that well, what have I lost? Nothing. What have I gained? An incredible amount of experience, and possibly doing quite well. Like, maybe, I could have a great day and I could pick up a really good position. So like, I've got nothing to lose and quite a lot to gain. And I think that experience alone is worth so much. It completely outweighs the embarrassment, if there is any, from not doing very well at a pro race. So that's the reason why I've decided to do it. And I talked a lot with Tom Ward from Passion Fit. And just a big shout out to you, Tom, and Lauren, and Lydia at Passion Fit. Really appreciate Tom's given me loads of time, and we've had a chat about things, and we've kind of discussed the reason why I've chosen to do this. And ultimately it's made me realise, like, I actually do want to be a really good pro. I do want to be competitive, and that's given me, I mean, even this last week I've been super motivated to get training done. Like, when I was looking at the rest of my season, I just had some trail racing and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't actually that motivating. Like, I was kind of like, "Meh," it's a bit boring. Whereas now I'm like, oh, damn, I got Lanzarote in Portugal as a pro. I need to be quite good, hopefully. So that's, it's fired me up. It's got me really excited. I'm really keen to race professionally this year. And like I said, there's literally nothing to lose. Next season, I've still got a guaranteed pro license, which is really exciting. Next season, I do have to get, obviously, a result within the criteria to make sure that I keep the license for the following year. But next year, I've got the license, so it's all secured. So what's the reasoning behind not going in now? I think I was a bit scared. I honestly, hands up, I would say, I was being a bit of a pussy, and I was frightened from not doing well and making the same mistakes. But I'm in a far better position now. I've got far better people around me to work with and to train with and to get me in the right headspace and the right physical conditioning to do well. So why not? Why not do it? So it's going to be exciting. And with Kona postponed to February, it's going to make it more exciting because I have no idea who's going to show up. It might be completely stacked field. It might be huge, but that's a learning opportunity for me. That's an experience that I wouldn't get if I was just doing some freestyle stuff, some off-road trail racing, stuff like that. So the added experience is going to be so much for me. Bit of a shout out to Joe Skipper as well. He commented on one of my videos saying that he didn't think it was a good idea for me to just do some trail racing and stuff like that. He thought it was a good idea to get into the pro stuff as quick as possible and to learn from it. And in the moment, I was like, "Oh, Joe, shut up." I was like, the pro license is expensive, because it is. Like, it's quite a lot of money. I think a lot of people, maybe they don't realise that you do actually have to pay quite a lot of money for a pro license, and then travel and accommodation, all of this stuff. I think it was the financial thing that was an excuse for me to not do it, but ultimately the excuse was I was a little bit nervous. I was a bit of a pussy. Whereas actually I can't use that as an excuse now. Like, I've just got to go and do it. But basically, yeah, Joe said that, and it got me thinking, and it made me realise, like, I need to keep my skin in the game. And that's kind of like, it's quite a business terminology, I think. And basically the sport of triathlon has developed so much in the last couple of years. As soon as you take a step away from it and you try and get back into it, it's completely changed. It's a completely different ball game. And you can be blown out of the water straight away if you step back into it from a bit of time off. And I don't want that. I want next season to step straight back into it from my off season and be, on it, be just super strong, super competitive. So it makes sense for me to just bite the bullet, jump in at the deep end, and do Lanzarote in Portugal as a pro later this season, keeping my skin in the game, keeping learning, keep meeting new people, learning from them, learning from the better athletes out there. That's what it's all about. The position doesn't matter. And I know we all want to do well. Of course I want to do well. Of course, getting on the podium would be lovely. But that is not my goal. My goal is to learn as much as I possibly can as a bit of a rookie pro, and to just get good experience out of it, and just to learn how to race properly. There's a big difference between the age group and the pro racing. And that's something that I never actually learned. And now I've got the opportunity to learn it while I've got the pro license guaranteed for next year. It just makes sense. Like I keep saying, it just makes sense to do it. So the rest of this season is all about gearing up for Lanzarote in Portugal. Like I said, I'm still doing Outlaw Bowood, and I have got an entry for Outlaw X. We'll see if it kind of works within the season, and prep for those bigger races. So I will be documenting my journey. I've got my pro license. I'm officially a pro again. Crazy. So that's cool. I'm a pro triathlete, and now I've got to provide the goods and get out there and just have a good time. And I'm going in with no weight on my shoulders. There's literally nothing to lose. I'm not even going to be embarrassed if something doesn't go well, because you know what? You probably learn from that. So that's what I'm going to do. The channel is going to be all about documenting my journey towards Lanzarote and Portugal as my first pro races this season, gearing up towards next season. I hope you guys are excited for it, because I'm going to be bringing some really cool stuff into the channel, and just showing you guys what it's going to be like racing as a bit of a noob pro, basically. I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's been a part of the journey. Thanks so much for, getting me to this position. Really, really appreciate it, because without the people around me, I definitely would not be in the position that I am today. So I do thoroughly appreciate it. But mark my words, we are just scratching the surface. That is not me being cocky. That's just me being confident in the fact that I firmly believe I have literally just scratched the surface of my potential in this sport. And I feel like there's a lot more depth there. And I feel like there's a lot more to prove. And I'm really excited to stand on the start line as a pro this season and guaranteed next season as a pro. And I'm fired up to get some really good work done. I'm fired up to prove to everyone that I deserve to be on that start line. And I'm fired up to learn as much as I can. So I hope you guys are excited for this journey that I'm embarking on. I certainly am. And I will see you in the next video.